last time on the Ultimate Heresian party. Ultimate Heresy was going down yet again.
Oh no.
Why do you keep forcing me into this position, Experta?
It just happens like that. It's not my fault.
What a rapist would say.
Amanda, it's because it is delicious.
Anyway, last time you guys secured the manor and had an uneasy, well, time getting your objective across because you were met with a mage who, surprise, surprise, is a firm believer of mage mentality and being paranoid as fuck. So he was paranoid as fuck.
I'm contemplating my life choices and why the hell all the extra-dimensional entities for some reason hate me, or the wrong ones love me. Oh yeah, I also wanted to see if I could contact the entity.
You see the familiar scene that you saw last time. The sun is setting. However, the pleasant feeling is gone. It's cold, it's desolated. It's dark. It's lonely. Once again, you see yourself surrounded by corpses. The corpses of everybody you love, your beloved family. They're all at your feet, dead. Horatius is there too. However, there is a difference. Your shield last time was broken and into pieces. Now, your shield is in your arm and it's in pristine condition. It's holding steadfast to protect you. You're not sure from what. Something changed. But the outcome is still uncertain. The people that you care for are, yet again, like I said, dead at your feet.
What about Horatius? You said something was different about him.
He is also at your feet. And you notice that his heart is missing. There is a huge gaping hole in his chest. He is dead at your feet.
That's okay. I choose not to die.
I'm gonna start looking around, seeing if there's any clues as to what happened, any more things, because I was able to change things. I need more information so I can try and change more things, because just the sun is setting and my family's dead isn't super enough information. I'm gonna try and search for some more.
As you try to search around desperately for what else may be out there, you feel like you are slipping into insanity. Your mind is slowly getting degraded, almost like you do not belong here, like this is not your place and being here is dangerous for you. The next moment, your eyes are drawn towards the sunset that has now changed into a full eclipse. And there is some kind of creature quietly staring at you from there.
How far away is he?
You feel like the creature is not far away from you, but you get the inner feeling that no matter how much you walk, you will never reach it.
I'm gonna call out to him. Who are you? What is this?
The creature stays silent. However, you notice that something is wrong with the people around you.
Are they undead?
Your family is starting to slowly shamble back up to their feet.
Alright, I'm gonna be surprised for a minute, then I'm gonna kinda raise my shield. I'm fully expecting them to attack me. This seems like that's sort of a dream.
Their faces have no emotions, their eyes are dead and hollow. The only one not getting up is Horatius. He is still on the ground, a corpse with a huge gaping hole in his chest. The rest of your family, they're just shambling corpses.
Why is his heart missing?
Once again you get no answer, but then you realize it's not that the creature is staying silent and not talking to you. It's just that you cannot perceive its speech. You cannot hear it. You cannot understand it. However, once again your attention is drawn down to where your beloved brother's corpse is. You see that he is covered in something.
I'm gonna bend down and examine him closer.
It's some kind of disgusting, very messy liquid, almost spongy and stagnant. You see that the liquid is filling up the hole in his chest.
Yeah,
The
but
next
why would
moment, your brother's body begins to sink into the ground, almost like a swamp consuming him, and he is gone.
I'm just gonna kind of stare at the ground where his corpse was, kind of just shocked for a second.
You don't have much time to worry about what just happened. The next moment, you feel sets of hands upon you, violently shaking you in different direction. Your own family is attacking you, and they begin ripping you piece by piece apart until there's nothing left. And suddenly, you are snapped back into conscious, and you are covered in profuse sweat.
Predictable but disturbing nonetheless. I'm just gonna kind of silently be like,
Roll composure to not scream like a little girl and embarrass yourself.
"Wow,
Would that
fuck
be
you."
Constitution or Wisdom?
Will.
That would be
Yeah, let's go with
wisdom.
wisdom.
No.
You scream like a bitch.
Did
I'm
ya
pretty sure that
fail?
all the way in the city people heard that and it was embarrassing.
About 3 seconds later, I come bursting into the room wearing just like a nightshirt and wielding the halberd.
I'm just kind of sitting there, just blushing profusely while tears are streaming down my face.
After quickly checking to make sure there's not actually something trying to attack her, I'll just go over and not say anything.
Oh, what the heck? I accidentally rolled it twice. My bad.
Would have been real handy to have the first one, wouldn't it?
Those ones sure love you.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go over, won't say anything. I'll just, you know, throw a pat on the head, stay near in case she wants to talk.
At this point, I'm just like my face is in my hands, and I'm just profusely blushing with embarrassment while sobbing.
Yeah, Horatius isn't gonna make a move unless you're comfortable to talk, otherwise he's just gonna stay there until you seem okay, then cautiously head back to bed.
Aggressive Klein silence.
I was able to communicate with, well, whatever weird planar thing I was at the first time.
You don't look like that was a good thing. Are you okay, Luz?
Well, I was trying to communicate with the entity, or whatever it is, because I wanted some answers, but now I just have a hell of a lot more questions. I'll describe the turn of events to him.
Hey, Expertia.
Yep.
May I try and roll religion to see if I can work out vagaries of it? I imagine it
go
won't be
ahead.
too easy because it's a second-hand description, but hey.
Oh, can I also roll religion to see if there's any religious ties to an eclipse?
Go ahead. What she's gonna be able to pick up on was that most likely the symbolism with the eclipse and the fading light is not exactly the ominous inclination that you would first expect it to be. That is a very common call sign for one of the three deities, because usually that's a way to indicate not only a finish to something, but something to also, you know, look forward to. While Imudai is a blinding light, you can't have light without darkness. And
So that is
that doesn't necessarily mean that darkness is scary or a bad thing. Darkness just means it's another subtle change. It's time for a change, and you're running out of time to make a decision. That is, like I said, is a calling card to one of the three deities. And one of the three deities is also known to have a very spiritual connection with a lot of animals. While the other two deities prefer to have more unorthodox type of followers and more humanoid ones. The one deity that, however, is more inclined to have animal type representatives is Shaylin.
Which
So
is the one
Shaylin-
Iris supposedly worships.
Wait, so
Which
Shaylin
would
is
make
the one
sense
that's
because
contacted
guess
me?
what? If you have read her bio, she is the one that deals with collection and fuck it.
Retrieval?
Words. Redistribution of souls.
So Shaylin is the one that's doing all of this.
You assume.
Yeah, but what's with the dog?
It's
that-
literally one of her.
It's a good dog.
He's a good boy.
He was a
Wait,
good boy. I was correct.
So Shaylin,
secretly a
one of
Anubis.
Shaylin's archdeacons is the dog, the doge.
If you think about it, I'm not sure what the exact word was. For instance, Irori, one of his representatives is like an old man that's basically like a monk. Another of his representatives is a white celestial tiger. Basically, all the deities have things that are associated as their helpers. Fuck it. What's the correct word? I'm so
Followers?
spacing out right now. Sorry, what?
Followers?
Oh no, not followers.
Apostles?
Oh, yeah, okay, let's go with that. That works. You think of it as an apostle, yeah. Basically, Shaylin is the one that prefers animals. She's the only one that has animals for apostles.
From what I can tell right now, Shaylin is telling me to make up my mind, bitch, about something.
Or your family is most likely going to die.
Well, it probably has to do with. Well, it says that most of her quests have to do with rescuing. It probably has to do with make up your mind, bitch, go save your family.
You
So guess where
assume.
we're
I'm not
going
gonna say
next.
anything.
Well, yeah, like it's my best lead so far. But hey, guess where we're going next, Experta? I told you we were going here last night anyway.
I mean, we said that's where we were going next before we even got to these islands.
Yep. So
Nothing
yeah,
has changed.
nothing's changed. We just need to hurry along and go to Serpent's Coast.
It's
Yeah,
almost like
fine.
he
Something
knows.
has changed. Your shield is now strong and intact.
Well, yeah,
Last time it was broken and shattered.
because I manned up and stopped being a pussy bitch.
And language.
Wow. Okay.
Heck.
Anyway,
I mean,
while Depressia Klein is having her mental
You know,
breakdown
you
in
make
front of her.
fun of me for that, and then you throw this kind of stuff at me. What am I supposed to do?
You're supposed to entertain me, puppet. Dance.
That's something a rapist would say.
yeah, Amanda, it's almost like he knows. It's almost like he's writing the story.
Nah, Sibby. What are you talking about? That would be silly.
It's
Tell
almost
me
like
your
he's
secrets,
the GM.
wench.
Anyway, what are the rest of you guys doing while Lucy is having her embarrassing moment in front of good old Uni-chan?
Well, I'm assuming I'm
Sleeping.
doing something before she even has that moment.
Oh yeah, by the way, Alyssia, as you were having your conversation with Gordon, suddenly you see a very disturbing shriek come from the mansion. I believe we left off as he was about to tell you what little he knows about your past, correct?
Yep.
You see that he takes his time as he's reminiscing on the past. You gotta, well, understand, this was, well, 20 years ago. It wasn't recent. Well, Roland already told you that this is not the first demon portal. The first one opened about 20 years ago in a neighboring kingdom next to Edelwand, correct?
Correct. I assume it was the Sarkanian kingdom.
No.
Or Sarkanian sovereignty.
No, it wasn't. But that's not important right now. After the tragedy, after Selena died and the Warrior King died as well, Logan took charge and we basically split up. We were both on the run because after the Warrior King passed away, we lost our support and became fugitives. But our second objective was to hunt down and exterminate demons that remained in the human world. before they can cause too much, well, trouble. That much you know, right?
More or less.
Well, as luck would have it, I ended up in the Eastern Lands, the Circanian sovereignty. Or, well, let's not go into that story yet. Anyway, I was looking for some demons that had infiltrated one of the cities that don't exist anymore. However, as it turned out, I didn't need to bother. Somebody got to them first. I'm a thorough man. I'd like to think that I don't leave any loose ends. So I decided to follow up, make sure they were dead, and that it's not gonna come back to bite me in the ass if I just let it go. Turns out they were captured and experimented upon. They were harvested for parts. I'm assuming you're guessing where this story is going. When I found the facility, they immediately set all the children on me. I had no choice but to defend myself. They were not in their right mind. I tried to subjugate them and spare them. It didn't work. They were under powerful, well, it wouldn't be correct to call it hypnosis. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but their entire being, their entire spirit was changed. They were made into machines that would act under certain conditions like triggers. Think of it this way. If a warrior on a battlefield is tough enough, no matter how much you try to strike him down, until his body gives out, he is not going to relent. His mind is going to remain razor sharp. That is a great skill, but it can also be a very dangerous weapon. That's how the kids there were trained. They were taught specific rules. They were made to live not as human beings, but as, well, tools. They
Weapons?
shut off their emotions and could turn them back on like a switch. So when I faced those children, they gave them one order: kill everything around you. So I couldn't stop them. The only way to stop them was to kill them.
Well, evidently you didn't kill all of us.
You were different. That's why I spared you.
That doesn't seem to make a lot of sense.
No, it doesn't. I was surprised as well. However, by the time I was done, there was nothing left for me to uncover. The entire place was set ablaze. They were trying to hide the research and any information that would lead back to them. So, in the end, all I was left with was a pile of rubble and dead children with their blood on my hands. When I found you, I noticed that you were different. You didn't remember anything. Acted, well, normal, I guess. Not going to lie to you. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Alyssia. He grins from ear to ear. All these years, maybe you thought that I just took pity on you or anything or something like that. Sorry to disappoint you, but that was not it. I simply felt guilty for what I did to those children, and I wanted to atone. It was a completely selfish emotion. It had nothing to do with you.
Alyssia raises an eyebrow. I would like to think you know me better than that by now, Gordon. Do you think something like that bothers me?
I know it doesn't, but we've been together for so long, it's still difficult to talk about it. We've been through a lot, and I do love you, Alyssia, like a daughter. You mean the world to me. I hope you understand that.
Slightly strange sentiment to have towards someone who is essentially a living weapon.
We're all what we choose to be. Those kids simply were never given the choice. You may be similar to them, but you are in control now. You have a choice.
You may believe it's
That
better to let it stay buried, but this is not something you can or should protect me from. If I do not know what happened to me, I do not know if someone might try to use it against me.
Sadly, this is a story of 20 years ago, Alyssia. Plus, to keep in mind, this facility was on Circanian soil. Now, that is just a pile of rubble. Everything there has been leveled by the demons. At any rate, it's getting late. Besides, you've been up and about all day. Let's go get some dinner.
I suppose.
And at that moment, you hear a very panicked and embarrassing shriek coming from the second floor. Ah! Yeah, no big deal. Anyway, what about you, Iris? How are you spending the night? Do you want to do something tonight, or should we move on to the next day?
Yeah, apart from just going to Rohanna and asking why she's here, that's about it.
I mean, I think they already told you that because Albert has something that he really wants to do. That's basically why they came.
Oh, alright. Oh, cool. Okay. So yeah, next day then.
Dawn breaks, and Gordon has gotten up early, because of course he has. He always meditates and trains very early. And
I
he
also
has made
got up
breakfast.
early.
And he has made breakfast for everybody. Hooray for food.
Who has made breakfast?
At the table, you notice the vice president who is wolfing down his breakfast and is very disgruntled about why he's being kept like a fucking prisoner here.
I'll be down first since I always wake up early as well. Though usually it's a habit I got into for praying.
You got up. Okay, time to get praying. Oh wait,
So I
is
guess
that
I'm
what
just
happened right now?
yeah. So I'm just like, oh wait. So I just started doing like push-ups and exercising because I'm gonna need to be warmed up and ready for whatever the hell is gonna happen today. Yeah, so I'll just walk down first and see him wolfing down his breakfast and just kind of ignore him and get my own food.
Well, Alyssia, being the night owl that she is, see what I did there, is probably going to be second down the stairs.
Lucretia, as you were enjoying your breakfast, magic is being cast and somebody is trying to contact you. You are very keenly aware it's not Henri, because the first thing she does is she summons another spell to check up what's going on, and if you want to block that spell or do you want to accept it. Somebody is trying to contact you. Ring, 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 ring.
I'm too tired to give a shit right now. I'll accept it. I'm just gonna be like, what? Ah, it's this guy again.
I have a new proposition for you. As soon as I left the mansion, I felt a presence. Somebody on this island is trying to hunt me down. I want you to take care of him, or...
I can see what I can do. What's in it for me?
I'll give you back the ball.
Alright, so this is the thing. Out of character, I know it's honor. But in character, I just know someone's trying to kill him and I can get the bow back. So, I'm just gonna I'm gonna put some more food in my mouth. Just kind of like nod as if I'm kind of understanding the situation. And then I'll just be like, alright, I'll see what I can do about that.
Good. Then we have an understanding. I don't care if you kill the person or not. I just want to make sure that person doesn't find me and doesn't interfere with me until I can escape the island. From what I've gathered about this person, though I do not have a name, I know that the Imperial Court Imperial Court sent her. Those were my former employees.
Can I roll history or anything about the Imperial Court?
Since that's a Western Isle thing,
then I wouldn't know anything now.
You would probably not know, yes. However, you did hear a bit about the Imperial Court and the mages from Million Bell, if you can remember. If not, then oh well. And since you agreed to the deal, poof, and he is gone from your mind.
Alright then.
I have my suspicions about who it is.
I'll ask Henri about it later. Because out of character, I know she knows stuff. In character, she's probably the one who knows stuff about mages hunting each other.
Anyway, after Alyssia is eating something herself, she will bring breakfast to our charge.
You'll bring breakfast to who, sorry?
To our charge, the living weapon.
The girl. Right. She thanks you for the breakfast and shuts herself in her room. I'm assuming that at some point everybody else is down, they had their breakfast, and as you're finishing up breakfast, Albert is slowly wheeling himself towards the entrance of the mansion and stepping outside into the lush courtyard. His wheelchair under
I'm gonna
his
ask
own
him if he
volition.
needs help.
Yeah, I'm already there.
That's all right. He smiles at you and stops you from helping him. Again, using his sword as a crutch. I'll be fine. Whenever you're ready, I'll be waiting for you outside.
You sure? That cough sounds pretty bad.
Shut up, Adam.
Who's Adam?
Alyssia
But yes,
shrugs
you see
and
that
follows him
both
outside.
Gordon and Ruhana are setting up and preparing some stuff, and Henri is very reluctantly making her way down the stairs to join them as well, with a big sigh.
Oh, that's not good news.
Before Henri passes, can I just quickly ask her about, hey, you know that guy, like the mage that used to live here? Yeah, someone's trying to kill him, and he said that he'd give us the bow if I stopped him from dying.
Oh yeah, I know.
You know?
Yeah, of course I do.
Okay, who's trying...
As you look all surprised, she points to herself. I'm a mage.
Well, yeah, I realize that, but like, you know who's trying to kill him, yeah?
Well, of course, my dear. You know her too.
Can Alyssia quickly pipe up from the side?
If you want, you can.
Alyssia is going to pipe up and say, it's most likely either Tina or Charlotte.
Oh.
At any rate, Albert pops up and he's on the other end of the courtyard, standing and waiting for you guys to get ready. From what you can tell, it seems like Rohana and Gordon are gonna play, well, damage control, while Henri is going to make sure that there is no unnecessary peanut gallery out there, as in keep things hush-hush. You're assuming that this is probably how it worked last time, with the famous story of how Albert and Selena fought for 3 days until they finally called it a draw. At any rate, Iris, you're back, right?
Yeah.
Nice, that means everybody is ready. Well then, as you four stand in front of Albert, he greets you with a confident smile as the wind gently blows his cape to the side. Any words before we begin?
Just one question. What are you trying to accomplish?
Who knows?
That is not a very satisfying answer.
He just smiles and doesn't tell you anything else, Alyssia.
Alyssia just glances at Gordon with a, like, oh great, it's gonna be one of those days look.
I'll just look at the rest of the party and say, good luck.
Alyssia just turns to Horatius. Well, by now, I'm sure you figured out that frontline fighting is not my forte.
Just try and stay behind me. If you can.
Shut the
Stop
fuck
tapping.
up, Ash.
I think what you mean is try to stay alive.
Exposure, you know, if you just slit your wrist, it'd probably be quicker.
Nope.
Wow, that's brutal.
Anyway, as you guys are preparing yourself, Albert sharply raises his sword and points it towards the skies. The next moment, the area around you gets heavily distorted, and you all feel disorientated as the mana flow changes sharply, almost violently, and you are enveloped by a bright white light. The next moment, the world around you has changed. Unlike last time, when you saw him materialize his power into reality, this time you are not in the real world. You are what's more akin to what Vera could summon. You are inside Albert's heart, and you see the world inside his spirit, inside his mind. What you see in front of you is the endless plains of the Circanian sovereignty. You see countless battle flags as armies are marching up and down. 7 different nations with their unique banners, with their unique armors and their unique tactics, all dancing in a beautiful symphony in full unison as they're all gathering around you. You see nothing but an endless sea of soldiers.
It's a fucking dragon!
More like an ancient wyvern.
Fuck!
So good luck